Capricorn, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. This is going to be your general reading for the first half of October. Please keep that in mind with general reads, okay? Some resonate, some don't. Please keep that in mind. If you are interested in a personal reading, I do offer them. You can contact me below in the description box to set that up. And thank you so much, Capricorn, for all of your support, your likes, shares, comments. I appreciate that. If you could hit those buttons for me, that would be helpful. Let me just adjust this for a sec to give you guys a bit more viewing. All right, Capricorn. What's the energy for Capricorn? First half of October, 1st to the 15th. We got a bit of difficult energy here, Capricorn. Okay. Okay. You have Virgo energy here. You could be connecting with a Virgo or a situation, but the Virgo's letting go and having to walk away. This is not easy because what it's going to be doing for you, Virgo or Capricorn, is it's going to shine light on some of your emotions. It's going to make you walk into your fears, your loss, your grief. It's kind of like some people through loss, we never face these things until it hits us. So when the time has come that something is no longer there for you, or you have to walk away or let go, it's something that is giving you reflection on your emotions, your grievance, the loss of something. But what I like about this, or where this seems to be going, is that you were carrying a lot of weight in that situation with the 10 of Wands. It's like the release, the letting go, the being walked away from, the walking away from a situation or a person. It actually ends up allowing you to, it's some of the emotional burdens or the heaviness that you were carrying around. It's like that has been removed. So when you heal, when you take a look at those burdens or those feelings or those grievances, it's like, okay, I've had a chance to assess and reflect, and I can heal from that. And now I fully have an emotional healing, but also following through with something that gives you a sense of love, a sense of joy, something where you come out feeling stronger. So you're going through a situation here, Capricorn, that is putting a bit of a test on your emotions. Let me clarify. Let me keep going here and see. But what I like is that your emotions, your feelings become improved, better, happier, more love, more stable. So you overcome. What's this Hermit energy? What's this Hermit energy? There's something about a train, like maybe some of you are going on a rail, like not like, well, it could be like a commuter subway, but that's too general. This feels more like a train. I don't know if it's a cargo train, a cross-country train, but there's something about that. Clarifying by the Knight of Cups. Yeah, again, the emotions. You're getting excited now because you've had a chance to reflect on your path. And I think that, let's see, what else? Clarify this. The Four of Wands, towards stability. Something takes its time out, but something, because of that situation, brings it back together for you in like a safe place, like a stable situation. So it's kind of like, I'm going to use a relationship, but we remove ourselves from a relationship and we grieve and we go through all the loss and we realize, okay, that person wasn't really for me, or that job or that situation. But what that time out, because you've having a chance to heal, is that you realize that, oh my gosh, that was probably too much for me anyways. That was a lot of burden. That was a lot of heavy weight for you to be in that situation. So now that you come out, you're like, I realize now that I'm actually meant for this new connection, this relationship or situation or role is healthier for me. It's gives you a little bit more energy or more connection. But I feel like you ultimately come back into your stability with someone or something. Somebody here, like, again, this can relate to all situations in your life, but somebody here might realize the absence of somebody else makes them realize that the importance that they had when they come back together in a way. Yeah, oh my God, 8 of Cups, walking away. So yeah, somebody realizes the absence of you, Capricorn, or roles can be reversed, that they come back, or it's sort of like whatever you have to walk away from, you ultimately gain a sense of connectivity or stability. So but when we let go, we feel lost, we feel abandoned, we feel like we were rejected, or it's like this comes around for you. King of Swords, Two of Pentacles. So there's some decisions to make, okay? So now you've got to get your thinking cap on, you've got to start making decisions. The King of Swords has a very good, he's emotionally detached. So we're now crossing this path where you're not emotionally invested or involved, or you're like, okay, back to a bit more of a logical stance, back to making decisions for yourself. Okay, what is Capricorn going to do now? Because now you've got some things to be juggling or to look at your options. And I think you've definitely learned a lot because you have the Hermit with the King of Swords. So you've gained a lot of insight, wisdom, knowledge, information, the ability to make decisions. And it's like, okay, now you know what you want, or now you know what your options are. Some of you could still be going through the grieving process, the loss, the heavy stuff. But I think that this is like it's showing you're coming around, you're moving into bigger, by a situation removing itself from your life, or by you leaving, you realize that there's a bigger scope of possibilities. There's a bigger thing that you say, oh my gosh, like this is so much better on this over here. Any advice towards this just the Tower in reverse? Okay, I don't read reverses all the time. I feel like that's just saying all good things come to an end, or all things eventually change or come to an end, or they, why did that come flying out? Why the Tower for Capricorn? The Truth, the Ace of Swords, the clarity. So again, I think you're getting very clear here on a decision that you're making, that you just get clarity as to why things take place. And it's definitely shooken you up here, Capricorn. It's shaken up your stability. It's definitely shaken up your emotions. But it's kind of like a detox. It's a cleansing in effect. It's like you had to go through this to flush it through, Is there any more around that? I'm just curious. Two of Pentacles. The Six of Cups. This is that things are going to be a lot more enjoyable for you. I don't know. There could be a reflection or a choice of your past. Something where you're thinking about a past decision, or a past like an unresolved, like something that was maybe in the air, but you left it back there, and you might be sort of getting clear. Why did that Six of Cups, what did this come out? I feel like this is the improving feeling, the joy, the playfulness. What is this? Why did that come out with Two of Pentacles? The Fool. So if you're questioning the past, if you're questioning something here, Capricorn, I feel like it's saying, okay, there's two things here. If there's something that you left in your past that you were like, I don't know, I didn't make a decision because I wasn't ready. I think this is something that says, take a bit of a chance or take a leap of faith on something that you left behind you that maybe you didn't, for whatever reason, make a decision. Or it's kind of saying, and you will know this, it'll be personal to you, like what's meant to be left back there is to take you into something brand new. Because you also have an ace here, which is new beginnings. So it's kind of like if I said, I've always wanted to consider, I don't know, doing this type of role in my life, but I didn't really go back to school for it. I wasn't ready. I don't know. And then I decided to say, I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to revisit that idea and go interview the school or go interview that job and see if that was still something that might spark my attention. And if it does, then it was an unfinished, thing. But if it doesn't, you'll know. That's the thing. You're gonna know, like, okay, no, that's done. That I'm done with that idea. I'm moving forward. I'm doing something new. But either way, I think you're taking a chance. You're sort of like you're ready to explore something and just like, okay, let's go with that. Let's keep moving forward. I think the thing for you too, Capricorn, is that it all kind of feels like a bit of a new beginning, regardless. Even though something could have been in your past, could be a person, like I always thought about that person, but I never connected with them, or maybe I should go back. Either way, it's going to be a new experience because you just haven't experienced it in the now. So either way, something is of a new experience for you, a new beginning, even if you went back. So it's not something you're going back to that you've already endured and gone through. You're not going back to an old job that you've already in those same four walls. No, it's something that you're just revisiting or doing new. Is there any healing advice for Capricorn at this time? I think a lot of you are the Emperor. Wow. I think a lot of you are definitely getting a lot of just clarity and decisions and knowing like, okay, it's new, moving forward here. Healing advice. This is all about your growth, your potential for success. There's a lot of, what is that about? You have a lot of Aries energy. I've been noticing lately in a lot of readings that both personal and I think even on the YouTube videos, double Aries here, like Emperor and the Fool. Like those two specifically popping out together. It literally happened this morning in a personal reading. The Sun. So the advice here for you, Capricorn, is that, we all deserve happiness, but you deserve happiness here to do what makes you feel that brings out your happiness, but also like, it's time for a new beginning because you're meant to kind of grow and sort of grow it's like you're shedding your light into new territories. You're shedding light on situations that are for your growth, or life is shedding light on something that's like, Capricorn, you're meant to change. You're meant to go through this. You're meant to go through grief, loss, all that, because it makes you stronger. So it's a time for you to grow, to get stronger, to be more successful, to step into your strengths, to really embrace what makes you happy in this life, embrace taking on some new beginnings or chances, because it's like a growing stage for you. It's like, it's growing. I can't put it in any other way. There's a lot of new happy fatherhood energy there, because this is like happy father. The Emperor is the father. It can be a boss, and the Sun is happy. So some of you might be in a happy new fatherhood position, like having children, happy to be a dad, new birthdays, son energy. But there's something about the happy father, the happy boss, the happy leader. It's a new role for you to take charge, to allow you to grow, to allow you to exceed, to get to where you want to be, what you're deserving of. I almost feel like when you take leaps of faith in life with the Fool card, it's about following your true happiness and contentment, and the success follows. They always say that. I found that with tarot. I had no idea this was going to be my life, my role. I just did it. I felt called. I had experiences that took place that got me here. But it's like, just do what you love and the rest will succeed. And so be it. It has. This is my full-time thing. This is all I do. It's like, because I'm truly doing what I love and what I feel is bringing a lot of joy to myself and hopefully others, the sun. So I feel like that's something for you, Capricorn, is like truly just follow your path and focusing on what is truly making you happy. Because in the beginning of your reading, some of you might have had a realization, or you're realizing like, yes, I'm there, but I'm not really happy. I'm only grieving because I feel rejected, or I'm only dealing with loss because something ended. So there's something about reflecting on taking a lot of lessons in as well, like learning a lot of lessons, learning a lot of information, wisdom. What did you gain from this? How did it change your life? How is it changing your path moving forward? Because I think a lot of you are releasing this burdensome, heavy, carrying all the weight, grievance. And it's like you're kind of leading, or you're meant to kind of lead a life where you feel a little more emotionally stable and happy and like, fulfillment. And then it closes off with the sun, Leo energy. So you have Leo and Aries and Virgo very strong in your reading. There could be a lot of like, again, moving in a direction for yourself that's of an independent nature. So you could have been brought into a place in your life here, Virgo's the Hermit, Capricorn. You could have been brought to a place in your life where you're like, okay, well, it's time for me to make a choice here. And it's going in a bit more of an independent boss role energy. It's going in this direction where I'm going to have to work really hard and build up more of an independent position, path, Nine of Pentacles. Not necessarily needing or relying on anybody. Or that's where it can take you. If you put in the effort. Commitment is big. Taking things very seriously with the Emperor. Okay, it's very like a fatherly figure, like being very serious about your role as a dad, your role as a boss. This is like a big responsibility. It's not something, it's interesting because the Fool is taking things very lightly. So there's like having a lot of fun along the way, and there's a lightness there, but then the Emperor kicks into gear and is like, no, but this is a very serious. So it could be starting off as like, what have I got to lose? Let's try having a kid. But then when you have the kid, you're like, shit, this is for real now. Like this baby's coming, that kind of thing. Ultimately, you're following what makes you happy, and that's what makes it enjoyable, even if it is a huge responsibility, right? It can be scary at first, but then you realize this is my true happiness, and it seems to work for you, Capricorn. Let's see what this card says. Wisdom of the Tao for Capricorn. Love. And the Mother card. That's interesting. Unconditional love is about trust and letting go. If you refuse to relinquish control, true potential may never be realized. Allow things to happen without your influence. So that's very possible for some of you, where it's the trust of letting go and still trying to have that unconditional love. I find that kind of interesting, the way this is. I'm going to show you this. I don't think I've seen this card in an extremely long time. But there's like a gazelle or a deer. It's interesting. Do you guys see the mother, the baby? But then the figure, the shadow behind that is like a deer. And I think the deer, on an animal spirit level, in my book, if I remember correctly, the deer is a very feminine, motherly, nurturing spirit animal. I don't know if that's a deer, but it's just weird why it doesn't even show a baby of the adult. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to throw that in there and show you guys. That is your reading, Capricorn. I hope it helps. Thank you guys for all of your likes, shares, comments. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.